Hi everyone, welcome to the Entrant. In this video, I will be familiarizing you with the important legal developments of this week. The news for this video has been referred from Law Times Journal, your one-stop destination for the Indian legal fraternity. So let us begin. Retrospective application of 10% EWS quota is against Articles 14 and 16 of the Constitution, Jharkhand High Court. On Thursday, the Jharkhand High Court set aside a 2019 advertisement published by the Jharkhand Public Service Commission, retrospectively demanding the reservation of 10% economically weaker group by combining the previous vacancies of 2013 and 2015 with those resulting from the implementation of the said reservation in 2019. Next. Man's familiarity with a woman doesn't entitle him to circulate her objectionable images and malign her image. Punjab and Haryana High Court. Recently, the Punjab and Haryana High Court refused to grant a man anticipatory bail, noting that the fact that he and the woman were aware of each other does not entitle him to abuse the social media and spread objectionable content. Under Sections 354 and 354A of the IPC and Section 66 of the Information and Technology Act 2000, Justice Avnish Chinghan was hearing the petition of a man seeking pre-arrest bail. Next. Conduct preliminary inquiry if complaints contain wild, unusual, unbelievable allegations. Kerala High Court directs police. The Kerala High Court directed the Chief of State Police to provide instructions to all house officers in the state station to conduct a preliminary inquiry before the crime is reported if complaints involve wild and unbelievable allegations. In the order granting bail to a woman accused of sexual abuse of her minor son, this direction was given. Next. Sharing citizens' health data without their informed consent infringes right to privacy under Article 21. Karnataka High Court in Arogya Setu case. In its interim order restraining the Government of India and the National Informatics Centre from sharing the response data of users of Arogya Setu app, the Karnataka High Court noted that the sharing of citizens' health data without their informed consent would breach the right to privacy provided for in Article 21 of the Constitution. Next. When it comes to fundamental rights of prisoners, it is not an adversarial litigation, it is the duty of state. Bombay High Court. On Thursday, a division bench of Justice S.S. Shinde and Manish Pitale repeatedly requested the state and the National Investigation Agency to apprehend Rao's release, keeping in mind the advanced age and neurological problems of Rao, and whether strict bail conditions could be met for those apprehensions. Next. Communal remarks against Aligarh Muslim University, Allahabad High Court. On Thursday, a division bench of the Allahabad High Court consisting of Justice Manoj Kumar Gupta and Justice Rajendra Kumar dismissed a written petition filed against Ashok Kumar Pandey, Hindu Mahasabha chief from Aligarh, pleading for the quashing of an FIR for his communal remarks against Aligarh Muslim University and its founder Sir Syed Ahmad, resulting in damage to religious sentiment. According to the FIR, by calling it an institution being a classroom of terrorists, the petitioner made comments against AMU and called its founder Sir Syed Ahmad Khan a traitor. Next. RTI. Husband not entitled to seek information regarding bank details and IT return of his wife. The Central Information Commission has confirmed in a substantial order that a husband is not entitled to request information on bank records and revenue of his wife or his wife's tax returns under the Act on the Right to Records 2005. Next. Pressing breast without disrobing, not sexual assault. The Bombay High Court's Nagpur bench has ruled that groping the breast of a girl without skin-to-skin touch would lead to molestation under Section 345 of the Indian Penal Code, but not the extreme crime of sexual assault under Section 8 of POCSO Act. Next. Section 173, subsection 8 CRPC, no bar for writing courts to transfer investigation to CBI. Calcutta High Court. Section 173 of the CRPC deals with the investigating officer's report on the conclusion of the inquiry, and subsection 8 states that after a report has been submitted to the judge, Nothing in the section shall prevent further investigation in respect of an offence. This court is of the opinion that if the court finds it necessary to do so under appropriate cases, Section 173, subsection 8 cannot prohibit the court from passing further instructions. Next. Youth Bar Association of India moves Supreme Court, challenging Bombay High Court skin to skin judgment. The Youth Bar Association of India has moved the Supreme Court to appeal the Bombay High Court's recent skin to skin judgment that groping the breasts of a girl without skin to skin contact would not amount to sexual assault under the POCSO Act. Next. Same sex couple facing discrimination. Allahabad High Court. Last week, the Allahabad High Court provided protection to a homosexual pair who alleged before the court that they were being assaulted on the grounds of their sexual orientation, the infringement of their rights enshrined in Article 21 of the Constitution of India. Next. Delhi court sentences AAP legislator Somnath Bharti to 2 years imprisonment in Ames assault case. A special court in Delhi has recently sentenced AAP leader Somnath Bharti for 2 years for the Ames assault case of 2016, State vs. Somnath Bharti. Mr. Bharti is alleged to have been part of the mob that tore down a boundary wall of Ames with a JCB since it is in public property. However, bail was granted, which enabled Mr. Bharti to appeal before the High Court against the conviction and jail term. Next. Supreme Court refuses to entertain UP government's plea to transfer cases challenging Love Jihad ordinance to Supreme Court. The Supreme Court had recently declined to transfer a set of petitions filed in Allahabad High Court that challenged the Love Jihad ordinance brought by the UP government. The representative of the UP government, P.S. Narasimha, urged for the transfer since it would lead to fewer court proceedings if the Supreme Court only decided. The CJI then stated that the High Court was a constitutional court and the Supreme Court cannot interfere until the High Court has decided. Next. You have acted as a judge, jury, and executioner in breach of all journalistic ethics. Republic TV sends legal notice to Indian Express on Arnab Goswami's story. Republic TV had recently sent a legal notice against the Indian Express for an article it had published. The article titled Arnab Goswami paid me $12,000 and rupees 40 lakh to fix ratings. Partho Das Gupta was seen as a direct attack on the news channel. The channel called for an unconditional apology and a proposal on monetary compensation for the inaccurate and defamatory article. Next. Supreme Court stays on Bombay High Court verdict on acquittal of a man charged for sexual assault due to no skin-to-skin contact. The Supreme Court has recently decided to stay on the controversial Bombay High Court verdict, which acquitted a man of charges of sexual assault under Section 8 of the POCSO Act. According to the judgment, the act is an offence only under Section 354 of IPC, which talks about molestation, since there was no skin-to-skin contact. Many have voiced their opinions against the controversial judgment since it granted a loophole to any future perpetrator. Next. Republic TV files defamation complaint against Navika Kumar for Times Now show on TRP scam. Republic TV has filed a defamation complaint against Times Now anchor Navika Kumar for spreading false information about their editor-in-chief, Arnab Goswami. The plea stated that the news anchor is trying to take advantage of the ongoing deep-seated malice that is against Republic TV due to the TRP scam. Next. Supreme Court to examine the scope of Section 357 and 357A of CRPC before trial. It was submitted before the Apex Court bench that Section 357 and Section 357A of the Criminal Procedure Code will not apply to any stage of the conviction or granting of the bail in relation to payment of compensation to the victim. The court said that it would like to examine this issue and also the issue that whether the case is fit for granting bail or not. Next. Supreme Court. Deprivation of property right only through procedure established by law. Deprivation of property right can only be in accordance with the procedure established by law. Supreme Court stated this in a case which involved proceedings under Madhya Pradesh Ceiling on Agricultural Holdings Act 1960. Next. Criminal Court not expected to act as recovery agent when exercising bail jurisdiction. Supreme Court observed that a criminal court that is exercising jurisdiction to grant bail or anticipatory bail is not expected to act as a recovery agent for the purpose of recognizing the dues of the complainant. The court observed that factors that are to be taken into consideration for bail applications are the nature of accusation, in case of conviction, the severity of punishment, the nature of materials relied upon by the prosecution, and the peculiar circumstances. Next. Take age into consideration. Varavara Rao's bail plea. Indira Jaising raised the argument that by the time the witnesses are examined, Rao would die in prison. She said, "Take age into consideration as a factor. My job is to present to you justice as I see it, with mercy." She argued that one reason for the improved condition of Rao is that he has been given to his family in the hospital. She stated in court that Rao is not a man who would flee. Next. Supreme Court stays arrest of Karnataka CM B.S. Yediyurappa. On Wednesday, the Supreme Court admitted a special leave petition filed by B.S. Yediyurappa, Karnataka Chief Minister, and Murugesh Nirani, former State Industries Minister, against the order of Karnataka High Court which allowed the restoration of a criminal case against them in the alleged land denotification case. A bench led by CJI Bobre stayed the arrest of Yediyurappa. That was all for this week's video. Thank you for patiently listening and watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and we will see you next week.